Hello and welcome to Behind the Music for Daily Hope. How often do you pray? Is it something you think about? Is it just when you need something or something bad is happening or you're worried? Is it only when you come to church and you pray together as a group? Do you talk to God daily? Think about your prayer life for a minute. This weekend we're continuing in our Timeless Call series and we're studying the story of Hannah. Now, a lot of times we talk about Samuel, and that's a great story too, but today, or this weekend, we're focusing on his mother, Hannah. Now, Hannah must have had a relationship with God where she was comfortable praying and communicating with him because she went and she poured out her heart, not in a public way, but quietly to God, and just wanted him to know how much she was hurting. And in this case, God answered her prayer in a way that made her very, very happy. God always answers, just sometimes it's not the quick and easy answer that we wanted. Sometimes it's no or wait or whatever. But in this case, God said yes, she's given a baby, and it's a beautiful story. So I hope you'll join us either here in person or online to hear more about the story of Hannah. As we're thinking about prayer, there's a lovely hymn, very simple hymn, that the story goes all the way back to England. They say there was a blind lay preacher who owned a small shop, and so that's how he made a little bit of money, but he would minister to the people as they came and went from his shop. And it's said that he had the entire Bible memorized. He couldn't read it, but he had listened and learned and memorized because he wanted to have all of those stories in his mind. And he'd written a poem. And one day a friend of his who was a minister came in and he said, "Hey, can you write down this poem for me? It's been in my head and I would like to get it down on paper." So the friend wrote down this poem, left. About 3 years later, he was in the United States from England, and he met with an editor of a New York newspaper, and he showed him this poem. And shortly after, Sweet Hour of Prayer was published in 1845 and became known around the world. Now, this story is not about when we come together and we pray for the world and we pray for everybody, prayers of the people and that sort of thing. This is about a deep, personal talking to God because we need to share something with our deepest friend. So listen to this verse. Sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer that calls us from a world of care and bids me at my Father's throne make all my wants and wishes known. In seasons of distress and grief, my soul has often found relief, and oft escaped the tempter's snare by thy return, sweet hour of prayer. I'm going to play a really simple arrangement of this Sweet Hour of Prayer by Bradbury. And so just relax, take a moment to pray, to meditate, and just think about what it is you might like to share. Something happy, something sad, something that's been weighing on your heart. And take this moment just for a little prayer. I'll be back with you next week.